ビッグわらじをリリース。超重武者ビッグベンケロ。守備表示でアドバンス召喚。
What's up? What's the Weatherman here with a brand new video for you guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Go check out our free-to-play Friday video from this past Friday on Starry Nights. Make sure you add me on Twitter at Team 6K Weather. And also, if you want to really join the family here at Team 6K, make sure you go to that description and click that Discord link and join the Discord family. We are doing very great out here. It's very cool. We're all sharing deck lists. We're all talking. We're pretty active in the Discord right now, trying to get involved in duel rooms and everything with you guys. So if you really want to talk to us, really want to duel with us and whatnot, and meet some like-minded people, make sure you click that link in the description and join us on Discord. So now that all of that's out of the way, let's get into what you guys came to see, some super heavy samurai. I think I've brought this deck from the graveyard. I honestly think that this deck is pretty cool right now. I was looking at other builds for inspiration and I didn't really see anything that really piqued my interest too nice. I don't think people were really trying to do what the skill is wanting us to do, and the skill is wanting us to go into a level 8 synchro. So that's what I'm doing in this deck, going into level 8s as well as going into rank 4s, but we'll get into how all of that is done later. But first, let's start with talking about the skill. The skill that we're playing is Style Evolution. We can select one level 4 or lower super heavy samurai monster that is in face-up defense position that we control. It becomes a tuner monster. If we do not synchro summon a monster this turn that we use the skill, all monsters in defense position that we control will be sent to the graveyard at the end of the turn. This skill can only be used if we begin the duel with a deck that does not contain spell trap cards, and this skill can only be used once per duel. So once per duel, we can essentially turn one defense position to super heavy samurai monster that is level 4 or lower into a tuner. And we'll get into how that's relevant later on. We've got a couple searchers in the deck. One of our main searchers here is Super Heavy Samurai Wagon. When this card is normally special summon, we can change its battle position. Then, this card can attack while in face-up defense position, and if it does, we'll apply its defense for damage calculation. And if we have no spell trap cards in our graveyard, we can change this face-up defense position card to attack position, and if we do, we can add one Super Heavy Samurai Soul monster from our deck to our hand. We can only use this effect once per turn, and it's a hard once per turn. So what are the Super Heavy Samurai Souls? Well, they are both of our equips that we play in the deck. 2 of the 3 equips that we play in the deck. We have Soul Piercer and we have Soul Peacemaker. What Soul Peacemaker says is we can equip this card onto our Super Heavy Samurai monster. While this card is equipped, monsters our opponent control cannot attack us. But that's not the relevant effect. The relevant effect is we contribute a monster we control equipped with this card by this card's effect and special summon a Super Heavy Samurai monster from our deck. The other equip that we play is Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. With Soul Piercer, we can also equip it onto our Super Heavy Samurai monster. And if we attack into a defense position monster, we can inflict piercing because we're equipped with this. But just like Soul Peacemaker, that is not the relevant effect. The relevant effect here is if this card is sent to the graveyard, we can add a Super Heavy Samurai monster from our deck to the graveyard. So we can essentially search for any Super Heavy Samurai card in the deck. Simply by having Wagon here plus one of our 2 equips being either Soul Piercer or Peacemaker, we can search for the other to have the holy trinity of the deck and be able to not only special summon a Super Heavy from our deck, but be able to search for a Super Heavy from our deck. What will we be special summoning? Well, we're going to be special summoning Super Heavy Samurai Scales. Scale says if our opponent controls 2 or more monsters and we control none, we can special summon this card from our hand. Also, if this card is normal or special summoned, we can target a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai monster in our graveyard except itself and special summon it. So we're going to be special summoning our Soul Piercer because this is going to let us cheese multiple searches out. Soul Piercer is not a once per turn effect. Unlike Soul Peacemaker here, who is actually a once per turn and a hard once per turn, Piercer here is not. It is not once per turn at all. So we can multiple times. As long as we can keep sending this back to graveyard from the field, we can keep searching for a super heavy samurai monster. So we're going to use scales to special summon our piercer from the graveyard and go into a level 8 synchro using the skill to turn either one of these into a level 4 tuner and go into Stardust Spark Dragon if we're going first. Once per turn during either player's turn, we can target a face-up card you control. And once during this turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. So this gives us a little extra survivability. If you went into the box to get super heavies, you should have this card already because this is in the same box as the super heavies themselves. If we're going second, we're going to be going into a Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend because once per turn, we can destroy as many special summoned effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card's, then inflict 250 damage to our opponent for each monster destroyed. So any monster that is 3000 attack or lower will be destroyed as long as it is a special summoned effect monster. So going first, we're gonna go Stardust. Going second, we're gonna go Red Dragon Archfiend. Or we're gonna go into a rank 4 because we have more than just synchro options. Maybe our hand is solid. Maybe we're going against a deck that would die to a roach. But we can summon Steel Swarm Roach here. During either player's turn, when a level 5 or higher would be special summoned, we can detach an Xyz material from this card and negate that special summon. And if we do, destroy it. This is not once per turn. We can do it twice. So really good summoning this against a synchro deck or a pendulum deck is going to be very, very nice. We can also go into Abyss Dweller for if we're going against Orcus, if we're going against Phantom Knights or something like that. Because once per turn during either player's turn, we can detach an Xyz material from this card. Any card effects to activate in our opponent's graveyard cannot be activated this turn. So this is another card that we could play, but you do have other options. If you're missing one of these, you could play a giant hand for going first. During either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated on your opponent's side of the field, you can detach 2 Xyz materials from this card, then target one effect monster your opponent controls while this card is face up on the field. That effect monster's effects are negated also, and it cannot change its battle position. So that is pretty nice. We also play number 70, Malevolent Sin. You can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, target one monster our opponent controls, and banish it until our opponent's next standby phase. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, you can make this card gain 300 attack, and if we do, increase its rank by 3. So we can gain a little attack and we can banish one card from our opponent's field, one monster from our opponent's field temporarily to bait out some negates. And if you don't have this, you could also go into a Dark Rebellion Xyz because Sin is meant for turn 2. You could play Dark Rebellion for turn 2 as well. Detach 2 Xyz materials from this card. Target a face-up monster our opponent controls. Its attack becomes half its current attack. And if it does, this card gains that lost attack. So pretty nice. Something that's pretty solid to do, pretty relevant, pretty cool. Next, we've got Super Heavy Samurai Big War. If you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, I don't know if I actually specified this earlier. It is probably hella late to be saying this, but you cannot run any spell traps in this deck. You may have already noticed by now, all of the effects in the deck pretty much cannot activate if we have spells or traps in our graveyard. So do not try to run any spell trap in this deck. If you're going to play any tech card, make sure it is a monster and make sure it synergizes. But if you have no spell traps in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. After this card was special summoned via this way, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Super Heavy Samurai monsters. And this card can be used as tribute material as 2 tributes for a tribute summon of a machine type monster. We will never activate that effect. Does not matter. We don't tribute summon. Our other special summon in the deck is Trumpeteer. If you have no spell traps in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. After this was special summoned this way, same exact thing. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except other Super Heavy Samurai monsters. But if this card is used for a tribute summon of a Super Heavy Samurai monster and sent to the graveyard while we have no spell traps engraved, we can special summon this card. Never gonna do that because, like I said, we don't play anything that we even tribute summon. But these 2 cards, Trumpeteer alongside Big War, is gonna be how we go into our level 7, which is gonna be our Stealth Ninja, Super Heavy Samurai Stealth Ninja. This card can attack while it is in face-up defense position, and if it does, apply its defense for damage calculation, which means we're going to be attacking for 2,800 when we attack. Next, if you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can have this card's original defense until the end of this turn, and if you do, this card can attack your opponent directly once per turn during the next standby phase. After this card was destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, we can special summon this card back from the grave to the field. Pretty nice. This is going to be what we do turn 1, essentially in the middle of our combo. We're going to be searching for Big War, we're going to be searching for Trumpeteer, and we're going to have our level 7 material to go into Stealth Ninja. Last 3 cards of the deck, we've got next our Super Heavy Samurai Prep Defense. Cannot be normal or flip summoned if we have any spell trap cards in our graveyard. When we take any battle damage while having no spell traps engraved and this card in our hand, we can special summon this card from our hand to the field. It cannot be destroyed or by battle or by card effect this turn. So pretty nice. If we get attacked and they deal any damage to us, we'll special summon this and they will more than likely not be able to kill us. We're going to be surviving for the rest of that turn. So just a little nice bit of defense in here to keep us alive. Next, we've got Super Heavy Samurai Soul Horns. This is also searchable by Wagon because it does have soul in the name. We can target one Super Heavy Samurai monster, equip this to that monster, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. So we're going to be able to equip this onto our Stealth Ninja, for example, and be able to attack twice directly, 1400 each. Pretty cool. We're going to be able to deal 2800 defense. So, I mean, 2800 attack, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird. We attack and defense, you know what I mean? So we kind of are giving them 2800 defense. So that's going to be pretty nice, be able to hit them for 2800 directly and, you know, maybe even go for game or just attack for 2800 twice. So pretty nice also as well, because we will just be able to attack twice. Next, we've got our Super Heavy Samurai Ogre in the extra deck. This is our level 6 synchro. When this is synchro, someone will be able to destroy all spell traps on the field. So that is pretty nice. Destroy all spell traps our opponent controls. Just some back removal that we have in the deck at level 6. The last Super Heavy Samurai we play is Musashi. Musashi Banks here. When this card is synchro summoned, we can target one machine monster in our graveyard and add it to our hand. But if we have a spell trap in the graveyard, we cannot normal or special summon that monster or a monster with the same name. But guess what? Matter relevant, because we are not going to have a spell trap in our graveyard. And lastly, we're going to be able to attack using our defense during damage calculation. You know, apply the defense for damage calc. So pretty nice, pretty cool. Last card in the main deck is not a super heavy, but it is a monster. So because we cannot run spell traps, our staples are pretty limited. The staples we pretty much play are Skullmeister, Lancia, or DD Crow. So I chose to play Skullmeister. Skullmeister here says during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated in your opponent's graveyard, we can send this card from our field to the graveyard, negate the effect. So pretty nice against a lot of decks, pretty good against Orcus, pretty good against Phantom Knights, pretty good against Salamangreats. So pretty good against Blue Eyes, just pretty nice against a lot of decks, pretty cool. I feel like it'd be more active than DD Crow or Lancia will be. So that's why I've chosen to play Skullmeister, but you heard me say them, so I will show you. If you don't have them, or if you just feel like you would prefer to play one of the other two choices, Artifact Lancia here. You contribute this card from your hand or field. Neither player can banish cards for the rest of the turn, and this can only be activated during our opponent's turn, which is one reason why I like the Skullmeister. It can be activated during either player's turn. Maybe I need to negate something on my turn, as well as the opponent's turn. We also have DD Crow. During other player's turn, we can discard this card, sending it to the graveyard to target one card in our opponent's graveyard and banish it, which is also pretty nice, but it doesn't negate. So that's kind of another reason why I'm playing Skullmeister as well. But like I said, you could play any of these three choices. If you prefer to play DD Crow, play DD Crow. If you prefer to play Lancia, play Lancia. But I prefer to play Skullmeister, so I am playing Skullmeister, as well as it is a free-to-play option too. So that is a good thing. If you wanted to play the free-to-play option, Skullmeister is in the trader. Go get yourself 3 of them things and go make them prismatic just like mine are right here. With that said, we pretty much talked about the entire deck. So now let's get into some gameplay. I'm gonna show you guys what the turn 1 looks like and show you guys what the turn 2 looks like. So let's get her done. I realize that it is the second turn, but I have literally been here for 20 minutes trying to get a coin flip of me going first, and I have been going second every single time. So I am just gonna do the turn 1 combo, okay? Do not acknowledge the fact that I am going second. So we've got Wagon here. We've already got an equip in our hand, so we're going to normal summon our Wagon. Wagon's going to move itself to defense, and then we're going to move it back to attack so that we can search for the equip that we're missing, and we're going to get Peacemaker. So now, if you were to have just had Wagon and no equip, if you didn't have either Piercer or Peacemaker, then I would search Peacemaker to be able to special summon Scales from the deck and at least get a rank 4 of your choice, or even a level 8 synchro of your choice. But If you have one, just search for the other. If you have both, then just search for horns here. Get your double attack. So we're gonna equip both to our wagon. We're gonna activate to summon scales from our deck. Now with scales summoning from the deck, we're gonna special summon our piercer back from the graveyard so that we can cheese out these extra searches. This is what's nice here. Cheese out that extra search, and we're gonna activate piercer, give us that search. And we already have everything we need. We have Big War, we have Trumpeteer, we have Soul Horn. We're just gonna search for prepped. So now we've even got our survivability for if our board gets broken. As we would be going first in this scenario, if your opponent has something like they've got Yugioh or, you know, Jack or something like that, then obviously you don't need to activate the skill. You can just go into a rank 4 right here and then go into your level 7 synchro plays. But we're gonna act like we don't know. And if we don't know, we would summon Stardust Spark because it protects us from destruction once. Then, because Piercer was sent, we get to get another search. And we really don't need anything at this point, to be honest. We're just gonna search. So now we're gonna special summon Big War. And we are now locked into Super Heavy Samurai monsters. We're going to special summon Triple Trumpeteer, which is also going to lock us into Super Heavy Samurai monsters. Now go Stealth Ninja, and we've already got our equip to get our double attack, so we're Gucci. We've got game. But like I said, if we were to be going first, the board would pretty much end here. You would have your Stardust on the field, your Stealth Ninja, or you would have a rank 4 instead of Stardust. Maybe you went into Roach, maybe you went into Giant Hand, maybe you went into Abyss Dweller alongside your Stealth Ninja, and that would be your turn 1. All right, so this is a very simple, very standard going second hand, actually pretty nice. So we already have a wagon in our hand as well as a equip already, one of the Soul Piercer or Peacemaker. So now we can just use our wagon to search for the one that we're missing. We already have Piercer here, so we're just gonna search for Peacemaker, and we've got full combo. So we're gonna normal summon our wagon here. Because we normal summon the wagon, it is going to activate to move itself into defense position. Now that it's in defense position, we can activate its effect to change it to attack position, allowing us to search for one of our soul cards. We can only search for Peacemaker, Piercer, and Horn, but we already have Soul Horn, we already have Piercer. So we're gonna search for our Peacemaker here. So we're gonna equip our Piercer here. All right. And now we're gonna equip our Peacemaker. Now with them both equipped, we're gonna be able to special summon a Super Heavy Samurai from the deck by using Peacemaker here. And we're gonna be able to search for a Super Heavy using Piercer. So here we are, we're gonna special summon our Scales from the deck. So I'm going for Scales. Scales on special summon is going to target a level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai in our graveyard. We're going to be going for our Piercer because we want to search again. So we're going to target Piercer and special summon it to the field. It is going to chain, activating its effect to search for a Super Heavy because we just sent it to the grave from the field. So we're going to search for Big War right here, getting our first search, special summoning it to the field. So now we will be able to go into a rank 4 if that's what we wanted to do. We want to get another search off, so we're going to be going into our level 8, as well as if he did have, you know, a nice field, we'd be able to go into our Scarlet, which is what we typically do go in second anyway, to destroy all special summon effect monsters on the field. But we're going to activate our skill here because we do not have a tuner on the field to even go into our synchro. So we're going to make one of these a tuner, does not matter which one you do. And now we're going to be able to go into our synchro and more importantly, be able to put our Soul Piercer back in the graveyard for a second search. So we're going to be going into Scarlet. Scarlet would typically be able to activate its effect to destroy all special summon effect monsters. But since we can't do that, we are still going to be searching for our Trumpeteer because we already have Big War in hand. Once we get Trumpeteer, we're going to be able to summon our 5 from hand, summon a 2 from hand, and go into our 7. And make sure you summon your whole Scales combo first if you're going to go into an Xyz or go into a non-Super Heavy Samurai synchro, because the moment you summon Big War or summon Trumpeteer, you're going to be locked into Super Heavy Samurais. So make sure this is the last thing you do unless you have absolutely no choice. So now we're going to special summon Big War. Now that we've special summoned Big War to the field, we are now locked into Super Heavy Samurai monsters. We're going to special summon our Trumpeteer, also locking us into Super Heavy Samurai monsters, and we're going to synchro summon into Stealth Ninja. Summon it in defense. Make sure you summon it in defense. We summon our bad boys in defense in this deck. Do not let me catch you summoning the Super Heavy in attack position. All right, so now we have horns here, which lets us attack twice. So we're just going to equip our Stealth Ninja with it, allowing us to attack twice and make it easier to go for game. So now we're going to be able to attack once with stealth, attack twice with stealth, and if we wanted to, attack with Scarlet. So now let's get into some gameplay. We're going second. I believe this game was against Salads, and it is. So he's going to be Link 1ing, summoning out his baby, his Salamangreats Bay Links. Then he's going to be going from Bay Links into Wolf. So he's going to do a pretty solid play here. I'm pretty sure he even had a warning point set or a needle ceiling. So pretty nice. Here he's going to be re-summoning his bad boy from the grave to go into his Link 2. Now he can go into the Sunlight Wolf. Now with the field spell being activated, oh, he didn't even activate the field spell. Okay, okay, that's me. Very mistaken here. So we're gonna special summon out Wagon. I mean, normal summon Wagon. And we're gonna attempt to go for our search, but he negates us. Warning point is not only going to negate the summon of our face-up monster, but it can attack, and it can't be used as material for a fusion, synchro, or Xyz or Link. So we can't do anything with it. But we've got our bad boy Peacemaker here, and we're going to be tributing our Wagon, sending it to grave to special summon out Scales. And now that Scales is going to be on the field, Scales is going to re-summon our Wagon. Now, warning point did negate us, so we're going to be able to activate now. We shouldn't have summoned in Wolf's column. That was a bit of a kind of misplay. Not really a misplay, but it was a bad move. So we're going to search now. Now we're searching for our Piercer, and we're going to be able to equip it. So now when we go into our next play, we're going to be sending it to the graveyard. So we're synchroing off, going into Scarlet, and we sent Piercer, so we're going to be able to search. We've got our Wagon here. We search for Soul Horn, so now we've got our double attack. Going to activate Scarlet to make him activate his Bay Links from grave. Now we're going to special summon Big War. Then we're going to special summon Trumpeteer, going into Stealth Ninja. Pretty much clapping. This deck is pretty simple, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we've got our boy Stealth Ninja here, and we've got the Soul Horns in hand, meaning we can get our double attack. So now we've really got game. He sees we've got the double attack, and he bails. He scoops it up. Next game. So unfortunately, with this hand, we don't have any equip in our hand. So we're going to be using our Wagon to search for our Peacemaker. Now with Peacemaker, we're going to be equipping it to Wagon and then using it to tribute Wagon to summon a Scales from the deck. So we're going to be summoning Scales from the deck to special summon our Wagon back to the field. Now, we don't really have any great plays. We see that we're going against Yugioh. We know we're going against Speedroids. So instead of activating the skill, we are simply going to rank 4 Xyz summon into a Still Swarm Roach and be ending our turn. So we're going to pass to him. So yeah, man, just while we're watching them play, man, hey, man, make sure you click that link in the Discord, bro. Join our Discord, bro. Really join our Discord. Click that link in the description. Come hit us up on Discord, man. Come chill with us. Come hang with us, man. It's going to be a good time, man. It's going to be a good time. So it's going into Kendama. We are going to negate, obviously, because he is bigger than us and he's synchro summoned. So we're going to have our first negate activate here. Going into more plays, he's got the double yo-yo to resummon from grave. He's got the Daiko as well. Looking nice, looking nice. Searches for the compulsory evacuation. Alrighty. Goes into another synchro play, and we are going to negate again. So looking pretty nice, and he sets the compulsory evacuation that we watched him search for. So now we've actually got the ability to make our plays. We're going to normal summon Scale to get back Wagon. And we've got Trumpeteer and Big War in hand, so we can also make a level 7 play alongside this. So we're gonna rank them two together. We're gonna overlay to go into a Malevolent Send, attempting to banish his monster to get him to flip up that compulsory evacuation, which he does. So now we're going to be synchro summoning into Stealth Ninja. We're going to special summon Big War, then we're going to special summon Trumpeteer so that we can go into our level 7 Stealth Ninja. And we have Soul Horns in hand, so we are going to be able to get a double attack going. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We just kind of happen to have the Soul Horns in these last couple games, bro, but you know, we can search for the deck. We can search for the card very, very easily. And he also scoops the power of Super Heavies, man. The power of Super Heavies. So we're going against Jack, and our hand is exactly what we want to see. And not only do we already have one of our equips so we can go ahead and search for Piercer, but we already have Trumpeteer, meaning all we need is one search to search for Big War, and we're good. So we see that we're going against Jack, so it looks like we're pretty much going to be going for a rank 4 play plus our Stealth Ninja. So we're going to be summoning from the deck Scales. Scales is going to be resummoning our Piercer from Grave, and we're going to be going into a rank 4. Actually, I guess it's not going to be going into Piercer because we're not going to be synchro summoning, so it was no real reason to bring it back from the grave, so we chose Wagon. So we're going to be overlaying these two guys to go into a Steel Swarm Roach because we are going against Jack. They are a synchro deck, so we're going to be summoning out Roach. Now we're going to special summon Big War, and then we're going to special summon Trumpeteer and go into our Super Heavy Samurai Stealth Ninja. Pretty nice. And the Soul Horns in hand again. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. But pretty nice, pretty nice. So he is activating the skills, going to be sending 2 Resonators to the graveyard, searching for his Red Sprinter. Normal summoning Red Sprinter is going to allow him to special summon a Tuner, a Resonator from his hand or grave. Now he's going to be going into a level 6 play, and he's about to be feeling bad once he realizes what Roach is about to do. We're about to send that bad boy back to Fortnite. Negate, negate, negate. Oh, man. I appreciate you guys checking this out, man. This was honestly really fun. I had a surprisingly good time playing Super Heavies. Had a really good time actually making this build and playing this build. I appreciate you guys for checking us out. Make sure you leave us a like, leave us a comment, man. Share this video. Help Team 6K get to 6K. We are trying to hit 6,000 subscribers in a couple months, very soon, but we are on the way to 2,000 right now. We have just hit 1,500 by the time you guys have seen this video. So yes, I appreciate you guys. Like I said earlier, make sure you hit that description to join our Discord and become part of Team 6K. And with all of that being said, your boy Weatherman is kind of busy. There is a forecast that needs to be told somewhere else. So Team 6K signing out.
Wait, hey, I feel like the greatest. Nah, I feel like they hate it. Nah, I feel like the only one and there is no debating. Man, I feel like they leaving. Nah, I feel like they waited. Nah, I feel like this is the feeling before I can make it. Before I hit the stage, I just feel like I'm nauseous. Or I feel like I'm popping. Or I feel like a boss is. Maybe I'm feeling off it. Or I feel like I'm toxic. Maybe feeling intoxicated is the reason for all this. I wanna whip it with the top down, dog, like I'm Earth Gang. Told him, listen, Wild Day shine like my first name. Told me go and grab a titty, boy, it's my first chain. I ain't even switch gears yet, it's the first lane. The first pain I ever felt was the worst pain. Then church came, and that feeling of hurt came. Then her name made this feeling all worth pain. She made me realize what I had felt in the first place.